Hi, welcome to your November market update for Santa Cruz County. I'm Michele Replogle with Compass, and I try for my market updates to give you information that's relevant in Santa Cruz County, mix it with a little bit of national and regional news, and then just give you a few little anecdotes about what I'm seeing in the market. So let's start first with the time of year that we're in. We are at the last quarter of the year. It's typically where sales are kind of winding down and people are preparing for the holidays or for travel for the holidays. So you'll see houses get taken off the market. You'll see less for sale. But what's interesting is for November 1st, it had 468 listings, which was more than it had 23%. 32. I don't know. Don't let the dyslexia get in there. Even so, 32% I think is what it said, more than last year and the year before. So that may indicate that you could get a lower price on a home if you were looking right now. 40% of the homes across the country have had at least one price reduction. I've sold 2 homes this year that once they had their price reduction, my buyers jumped. It only needed one. I'm sure some homes may need 2 price reductions, but remember, market price is where the buyer and seller meet, not where some financial guy on some big network says to you, now is this market or that market. They don't know, and it's regional. Real estate's local. But what we're seeing right now is the inventory has come up a bit. We do have the Fed fund market rate that did go down, right, by 0.25%. I think that was on Thursday. We got the news on that. Interest rates were not going down. They have actually been going up. They have been responding to good news. Interest rates go up in good news. They go down in bad news. So when everybody gets excited about lower interest rates, just think there's a little bit of a dark side to that. There's bad news somewhere in the market. Right now, the market has more inventory. We are winding it down and interest rates are going up. So you will definitely see prices go down as sellers who have to sell. There has always been that question. It's kind of like the chicken or the egg question, right? It's is it a good time to buy or sell? People always say that. Is it a good time to buy or sell? It's always a good time to buy and sell if you need to. So if you need to sell because where you're going, you have to get there by a certain time, then that's your time to sell. If you need to buy because now is a good time for you financially, or all the stars have aligned in terms of, how it's all going to work out for you, then it's a good time to buy. It's really hard to time the market, but there are signs. So the signs right now would be increase in inventory, maybe even that uptick in interest rates, which we just saw, not quite at 7%. It looks like a little over 6.8, but maybe just probably hovering around the 6.7 to 6.8 looks like. That may cause a decrease in the list price that, you'll see that price reduction because the seller is like, well, the buyer isn't making offers at this price. So maybe I need to come down a little bit. So then you'll see those price reductions, or you'll see the days on market go up. Those will start to increase. And once they increase, the overall value of the home goes down. I mean, that's pretty much marketing 101, but it's good to remember when the things change because right now we're experiencing more inventory. We're going into a relatively quiet part of the market, which is the last quarter, where people kind of hunker down for the holidays and from the weather. But I also think this is a really good time to buy because of 2 things. You may get a better deal. You may be able to negotiate a better deal. But the other part of it is you get to experience the home in the winter. And I think it's super important. All those mountain homes or homes near lots of trees or hilly areas that have runoff, they all look great in the summer. But it's really best to see those in winter times or rainy times, which could be all the way through the spring as well. But back to the pundits that I always say, I will try not to forecast the interest rates because I'm always wrong. But I will tell you, the pundits are now saying that there's going to be another Fed rate cut that is going to trigger lower interest rates on mortgages. We will see. I'm not really sure, but they're saying almost as low as 6.3 for the first quarter of the year of 2025. That will cause prices to go up. Maybe it will also get some more inventory. We don't really know. As I mentioned, just keep in mind, when you see those low interest rates, there's probably some bad economic news. So that's why I'm saying that good time to buy and a bad time to buy really depends on your own economy, really. When's a good time for you? And if you can make those numbers work, because sometimes waiting, you will see yourself get priced out of the market, or you might find that the home prices are where you can afford, but then the interest rates have changed. I think they're going to go down. But anyway, so here we are. Let me scroll through a few more pages here of this financial report, which is going to be in the show notes here, and give you some highlights. But right now, under 1 million, we have 171 listings, 123 listings from 1 million to 1.5, and then 66 listings from 1.5 to 1.9. I always thought 1.49 was kind of more the median, although we're getting it, it's about 1.3 here in Santa Cruz County overall. Capitola, their median list price is 2.7, Live Oak 1.9, West Side of Santa Cruz 1.7, which I've always thought was the median there too. Not for overall, the 1.3 is just kind of that you take the whole county and you slice it that way. Yeah, county all listings just for houses, 1.4, but that's it's about 1.3 to 1.4. But you have to know the different areas. And I did a video on that about how to understand different statistical numbers for the neighborhood you're looking in, because Santa Cruz has a bunch of little pockets that you want to understand. And you probably want to understand them as you're selling. It's not good to compare your house to a higher end area and go, well, that house is like mine, but it's down in the area where it's not as desirable. Well, it doesn't mean you're going to get that price, right? Because it's real estate. When they say real estate is local, they mean really to your block and your neighborhood. I've stopped doing a lot of comparison sales for sellers now, talking to them about, oh, and this, that, and this property, because there's not a lot of inventory. Usually I'll take the neighborhood, just the neighborhood, maybe less than a quarter mile, and just take the sales of very similar homes within a few blocks. We used to be kind of a little bit more regional in that we had more inventory and it made more sense because buyers may jump from here to here to here, but that's just not what's happening right now. There is more inventory. There's just not a lot more inventory. Average day it's on market, little less than 40. That's not bad. It will get a little bit higher days on market as the fall kind of deepens, between the holidays, or may not. Some stuff comes on and sells really quickly. Depends on where it is and the neighborhood that it is in. What do you think? I mean, when you're seeing things on the market, what are you seeing? Let me know in the comments below. I would love to hear when you turn on the TV or you turn on your tablet, what do you see? So let me know. And by the way, if you like the content here, please like, share, subscribe, and hit the little bell. And I really appreciate it. It helps my channel so much. But let me tell you, I want to give you an update on stuff that I'm seeing, and I'm talking to other agents about it. Do you know what it is? I bet you don't. The houses that we are working on, so many of them need work. Not just they need the water heater strapped, or, they need paint because the paint's kind of worn, or, a little, got some fingerprints. Nope. They need a lot of work. I have a house that it needs some yard work. I have another one that we're going to need to probably redo some sheetrock and do some painting and some cleaning up. And I had another one. It just needed some roof work, some ridgeline roof work. Actually been having a lot of that as well. But what we're finding is I do a lot of trust sales, and within those, there's a lot of homes that need to be cleared out. They need to be painted. The floors need to be done. The home needs to be refreshed. And it's a lot. And we're seeing it a lot here in Santa Cruz. We have an older selling population, and we're just seeing it a lot. Before I go, I'm going to do another video on it, but I want to let you know before I sign off here, if you are looking at a home to buy a home, and there are reports, I still recommend a second home inspection. Not so much the termite. Termite is pretty good. Most of the termite inspectors usually catch everything on the termite. But the home inspections too, if the seller gives you one, great. But if you want to get your own and you've got time and they allow you to do it, I recommend it. Or a phone call or an email to that past home inspector to see what they saw and what they recommend further inspections for. So that's my November market update. We got a lot of old homes. We've got inventory that actually is here right now in the fourth quarter, the end of the year. Okay, maybe they were on before or they're ready to go. We have interest rates that have gone back up a little bit because the economic news is good, but we expect to see them go down and possibly go down even further next year. And homes are seeing price reductions. No hint of any pops or bubbles. I know the home prices surged up and that makes people think that it's going to burst, but we're just not seeing any sign of that, especially with so many sellers having so much equity in their homes. I hope that helped you. Please let me know what comments you have or questions you have. I'd love to help you. Text me or email me and book a time to talk with me. Got a lot of people that reach out to me on YouTube. It's really nice. And I always love to talk about my favorite subject, which is Santa Cruz. So make sure to follow me on my socials and I'll see you soon.